Breaking news from around your world on this Thursday, July 18th, 2019. I'm Larry Rice. A man shouted "die" as he doused an animation studio with fuel and set it ablaze in Kyoto, Japan Thursday, killing at least 33 people in that nation's worst mass murder in nearly 2 decades. 36 others were injured. Fire officials said more than 70 people were in the building at the time of the attack. The suspect was injured and taken to a hospital. Police identified him only as a 41-year-old man who was not a company employee. A witness who saw the attacker being approached by police told Japanese networks that the man admitted spreading gasoline and setting the fire with a lighter, and told NHK Public Television that the man was angrily complaining that something of his had been stolen, possibly by the company. Most of the victims were employees of Kyoto Animation, which does work on feature films and TV productions, but is best known for its anime stories. The arson attack is Japan's worst mass killing since a suspected arson attack in Tokyo in 2001. The World Health Organization announced that the deadly Ebola outbreak in Congo is now an international health emergency. The news came after a case was confirmed in Goma, a major regional crossroads with 2 million people in northeastern Congo. More than 1,600 people have died since August in the latest Ebola outbreak, the second deadliest in history. Authorities say Congolese soldiers and police will now enforce hand washing and fever checks. The coordinator of the outbreak response at Congo's health ministry said Thursday that soldiers and police will force people to follow the sanitation steps to help contain the deadly disease. A vast campaign of vigilance and vaccination, with almost 75 million screenings, has kept the highly infectious virus almost entirely confined to 2 provinces in northeastern Congo. Iran said on Thursday it had seized a foreign tanker smuggling fuel in the Gulf, and the U.S. military commander in the region said the United States would work aggressively to ensure free passage of vessels through the vital waterway. It was unclear if the impounded ship was the same vessel Iran towed to safety on Sunday after sending a distress signal. The vessel appeared to be a United Arab Emirates-based tanker. Iran state television did not identify the seized vessel or nationalities of the crew, which had 12 foreign crew members on board and was involved in smuggling some 1 million liters of fuel from Iranian smugglers to foreign customers. The ship's seizure comes after a tense but brief standoff last week where a British Navy frigate had to warn away Iranian paramilitary vessels from disrupting the passage of a British oil tanker through the Strait of Hormuz. In May, 2 Emirati oil tankers were among 4 tankers attacked in acts of sabotage that the U.S. has blamed on Iran. Last month saw 2 other attacks on oil vessels. Iran denies involvement in any of the vessel attacks. American financier Jeffrey Epstein will remain behind bars while he awaits trial on charges of sex trafficking dozens of underage girls. At a hearing in federal court in Manhattan Thursday, a judge rejected Epstein's request to stay under house arrest in his New York mansion, valued at $77 million. Epstein is accused of arranging for girls under the age of 18 to perform nude massages and other sex acts, and of paying some girls to recruit others from at least 2002 through 2005. Prosecutors have said that a search of Epstein's Upper East Side home turned up thousands of pictures of nude women, some of them minors, along with cash, diamonds, and valuable art. Epstein has pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors had argued that he should remain jailed both because he posed a danger to the community and because there was a high risk he would use his vast wealth to flee the country. In a 1-page summary of his finances filed in court, Epstein said he had a net worth of $559 million, with assets including his jet, 4 homes, and 2 private islands. The judge has scheduled a hearing in the case for July 31st. Prosecutors in Massachusetts dropped a sexual assault charge against actor Kevin Spacey, abruptly ending the case after Spacey's accuser invoked the Fifth Amendment after learning he could face a felony charge if he deleted phone evidence. Spacey, who is 59 years old, was accused of groping an 18-year-old man at a Nantucket restaurant 3 years ago. A Nantucket District Court judge said the loss of the accuser might make proceeding with the case impossible. Michael O'Keefe, the Cape and Islands District Attorney, wrote that his office was scrapping the prosecution due to the unavailability of the complaining witness. Spacey had pleaded not guilty to felony indecent assault and battery after being charged in December. The House on Wednesday voted to hold Attorney General William Barr and Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross in criminal contempt of Congress for defying congressional subpoenas. The vote of 230 to 198 was largely along party lines. House Oversight and Reform Committee Chair Elijah Cummings of Maryland said he did everything in my power to avoid a contempt vote, but that Barr and Ross forced the matter when they blatantly obstructed our ability to do congressional oversight into why Ross tried to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. The House vote calls for the Justice Department to prosecute Barr and Ross, which President Trump's Justice Department won't do. Barr and Ross said they strongly disagree with any suggestion that they obstructed the congressional investigation. British lawmakers on Thursday approved proposals to make it harder for the next prime minister to force through a no-deal Brexit by suspending Parliament, showing again their resolve to stop a divorce from the European Union without an agreement. The 3-year Brexit crisis is deepening as Boris Johnson, the favorite to become the next PM, has pledged to leave the EU with or without a transition deal on October 31st, setting Britain on a collision course with the bloc and his own parliament. The OBR budget watchdog underlined the high stakes, saying Britain might be entering a full-blown recession that a no-deal exit from the EU would only compound, blowing a £30 billion hole in the public finances. Johnson, a conservative ex-foreign minister, has refused to rule out proroguing or suspending the House of Commons to prevent lawmakers from passing legislation to block his Brexit plan if he tries to exit without a deal. Those hoping to stop a no-deal Brexit believe that if Parliament is in session in the run-up to October 31st, they will have the chance to prevent Britain from leaving without a deal, the current legal default position. The results of a ballot to choose the next party leader and prime minister will be announced on July 23rd, with incumbent Theresa May resigning the next day. She is resigning after she failed 3 times to win parliamentary ratification of the Brexit deal she reached with the EU. Software giant Microsoft has unveiled new technology it says will upgrade security in U.S. voting machines and ensure all ballots are counted and authentic. Developers said the software uses tracking codes, encryption, and third-party apps that protect identities and voter choices. It's designed as an end-to-end verification process for voting that guards against hacking and other potential intrusions. Voters using the system are given a tracking code to confirm their vote. Third parties, including news media, will have access to encrypted votes to ensure they were counted. The software maker said it has observed an increase in cyber attacks against think tanks, political parties, and other electoral organizations as recently as the 2016 U.S. election and the French election a year later. State and federal lawmakers have pushed for better election security since it was learned that the Russian government attempted to influence the 2016 vote. Microsoft unveiled the innovative Election Guard software Wednesday at the Aspen Security Forum in Colorado and said it will be available at no cost and open-sourced through GitHub this summer. And that's your update for this Thursday, July 18th, 2019. I'm Larry Rice. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.